All right. So, we're looking at the all-time favorites again from the Treasured Tales of Childhood, Volume 4. Again, this is given to us from a family friend, so it's been a little well loved. The Treasured Tales of Childhood, all-time favorites, put together by Barbara Simons and Ruth Rooney, published by the Southwestern Company, Nashville, Tennessee. So this book was published in 1974 along with its fellows, and we have already read 1, Little Red Riding Hood, 2, Sleeping Beauty, 3, The Three Bears, 5, Puss in Boots, and 7, The Gingerbread Man. So that means we still have Cinderella and The Night Before Christmas. I'm going to save The Night Before Christmas when it's a little bit closer to Christmas. So today is Cinderella. That one is copyright 1961, this version. So here's Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella. Look at this. This is some real classic art here. The castles, the flowers, and the special shoe. Cinderella. Illustrated by Catherine Barnes. Copyright 1961, Whitman Publishing Company, Racine, Wisconsin. Alright, Lithographing, yes. Okay, let's look at this. Look at these faces, very scrunched and angry looking, and smooth and serene. I think we're already supposed to know who we're rooting for here. Once upon a time, in a faraway city, in a distant land, there lived a girl who was good and gentle and beautiful. Her name was Cinderella, and she lived with her proud stepmother and 2 haughty sisters. It means they were very proud and rude. So they're looking down their noses at folks. I like the kitty cat. It's funny that she's doing her mending next to the ashes. Not a great place to mend white shirts there. But definitely shows what kind of life she leads. All day long, Cinderella heard, "Scrub the floor, Cinderella. Iron my dress, Cinderella. Curl my hair, Cinderella." Oh, look at that. She's ordering her to scrub the floors. And look how impossibly long her neck is. At night, Cinderella's stepsisters went off to their beautiful pink satin bedrooms, and Cinderella cried herself to sleep among the cinders by the fire. Oh, cry, 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 cry. And the cinders are the ashes and other kind of black bits of the fire. At least she has a little white kitty, I guess, that wants to sleep with her. One day, a messenger from the king announced that a grand ball would take place at the royal palace. All the ladies of the land were invited so that the prince could choose a wife. "I will be lovely in green velvet and lace," said the first stepsister. So she's looking, she says, "I want all this green velvet, I look great." "And I will look very beautiful in purple satin," said the second. "Cinderella!" screeched their mother. "Start sewing at once." I guess they're trying to save money by having Cinderella do all the sewing, huh? Poor Cinderella spent long days making beautiful ball gowns for her stepsisters. And when in the evening of the ball, or when the evening of the ball came, they put on the lovely gowns and went off without even saying thank you. Oh my, all that work and no thank you. No pay either. I bet she had to do all their hair too, because we saw that she was being yelled at for curling hair. So she did their hair and their doodads and their dresses. Oh my. Cinderella sat down beside the fire and cried, "Oh, how I wish," she sighed, "how I wish I could." "That you could go to the ball," said a soft voice, "and so you shall. Fetch me a pumpkin." Ooh, look at that. That's a big pumpkin. Cinderella looked up. There, standing before her, was her own fairy godmother. Cinderella dried her tears and hurried to find the biggest pumpkin in the garden. A wave of her fairy godmother's wand, and the pumpkin became a coach, a golden coach with silver doors and soft velvet seats. Ooh, so pretty, look. So a coach is like this, like a carriage. My cat has a really long tongue. Look at that tongue. It looks so funny to me. I don't know why. Another wave of the wand, and 6 white mice became 6 prancing white horses. Ooh, look at the pretty horses. With still another wave of the magic wand, a great rat became a tall coachman, and 2 tiny green lizards became footmen. And then, I like how they all look exactly the same. Here's a big old white rat, 2 lizards. They look kind of like tiny iguanas. All right. And then Cinderella's fairy godmother touched Cinderella herself with the wonderful wand. In a twinkling she felt something soft as a cloud drift down about her shoulders, and found that she was wearing a silky white gown. On her feet were sparkling glass slippers. I've read that the reason that the glass slippers are glass is that there was a mistranslation at some point and they kept it. I don't know how true that is, but it seems like that would make sense. Her fairy godmother helped Cinderella into the coach. "Be sure," she said, "that you are home by midnight." And then with a "Yep!" from the coachman, Cinderella rode off in splendor to the royal palace. Do-do-do-do. It's not even a well-beaten path. It's meadow flowers. I like how she kind of looks like a cross between a snow fairy and spring with the flowers. When Cinderella arrived at the ball, the prince asked her to dance. He's like, "Come on, let's dance." Ooh. See, he's got like a hook earring. Looks like they have kind of like a Sinbad look here. The other guests watched and wondered who this beautiful princess could be. I wonder. The evening grew late. Cinderella was so happy dancing with the prince that she forgot her fairy godmother's warning. She forgot that she must be home by midnight. She forgot, that is, until... Ooh. Ooh, her sisters are right there up and close, huh? Bong, bong, bong. Uh-oh. The clock began to strike. Cinderella looked up and saw that the hands pointed to midnight. Bong, bong, bong. She ran from the ballroom. Bong, bong, bong. Her feet scarcely touched the stairs of the great wide staircase that led to the palace. Ooh, she is running. She running. Hard to run in a dress and heels. Uh-oh. She's lost her shoe. I'm not sure I'm fond of the eyes because they don't have the weight of the eyes at all. It's interesting here. Bong, bong, bong. Cinderella reached the road just as the clock stopped striking. And there waiting for her were a broken pumpkin, and 6 white mice, and a large gray rat, and 2 very tiny green lizards. Oh no! Looking down, she found herself wearing her old brown rags. One of the glass slippers still gleamed on her foot, though. Gently, she took it off and tucked it into her pocket. Then she started for home. The bluebirds are out late that night. Midnight, goodness. And the prince, who had come to look for Cinderella, found only a tiny glass slipper lying on the great staircase. "I must find my lovely princess," he said. And so he sent one of the king's messengers to try the glass slipper on every lady in the land, saying that he would marry whoever the slipper fit. Now, I'm assuming he's looking for the magic fit, because obviously shoes themselves are not that there. But it is a magically tiny shoe, because look, his hand is bigger than the foot here. So that's the idea. The messenger traveled the length and breadth of the kingdom. So that's like length and breadth. So at last he reached the home of Cinderella and her stepsisters. Ooh, they aren't going to have a good time with those shoes. Cinderella's stepsisters pushed and pulled, hobbled and hopped, trying to squeeze their great feet into the tiny slipper. But anyone could see that the shoe had never been worn by them. The king's messenger looked about and saw Cinderella seated before... I love how there are shoes all the way down here, like she kicked it with force. Fire. And she's in front of the fireplace. Well, it looks like the prince did his hair get longer? Because he definitely has shorter hair over here. Maybe, yeah, no, I think his hair grew longer. I don't think it's just that he, or is that the attendant? Let's see. Is it the attendant? The eyebrows just look the same. Hard to say. Okay. Her stepsisters giggled behind their hands as he bowed before her. But they gasped as he placed the glass slipper on her foot. As her amazed stepsisters watched, Cinderella took the other slipper from her pocket and slipped it onto her other foot. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, this is the king's messenger. Apparently, we just draw men's faces very similar. So this is the king's messenger with longer hair, not the prince. I'm sorry. I got confused. With that, the Cinderella's fairy godmother appeared. She touched Cinderella with her magic wand, and Cinderella was dressed once more in a dainty white gown, and on her head rested a sparkling jeweled crown. Ooh! Even put her hair up and stuff. Got her hair did like ding. That would be handy if you're running late, wouldn't it? The king's messenger helped her into the king's coach, and they drove away to the royal palace. And there lovely Cinderella and her handsome prince were married and lived most happily ever after. Oh, see, doesn't always wear the special glass slippers. She's got different shoes each day now. And that was the end. Cinderella found with her shoes. She just left. So that's fun. I really like the horses and the flowers. The cat's super weird though. I mean, I love cats, but it looks kind of like a dog in this picture, doesn't it? Well, I hope you enjoyed this story, and you have a great day. Thanks so much for listening.